Hello, my name is Stephen Alff and welcome back to AlffBooks, and today we are looking at the books that I would like to read this weekend. This is a Friday Reads video and let's just have a quick look at what those books are. So to start this weekend off, I would like to read Cyrano de Bergerac by Edmond Rostand. It is one that I've heard a lot about, read about in secondary school, and I really thought it sounded really interesting and I never got to read it. This is a library book as well and it's due back next week sometime, so I really do want to have it finished before then, because it'd be a pity to have it there, be able to read it for a little time, and then have to bring it back to the library, and hopefully I'll be able to say, well, I read that play. The second book that I would like to read, finish reading, is this one. So this is Le Maine by Robin Wasserman. This is originally called The Book of Blood and Shadow in English. I really found this book interesting, and I really do want to finish it soon, because it's been 2 years since I started it. I had to bring it back to the library before I moved to Ireland, where I then had all the studying and all, and I couldn't find this book again for some weird reason. I don't know, it just wasn't anywhere to be found. So as I got back to the library where I first borrowed it, they had it, and so I thought, hey, I have to borrow this book again and finally finish it. I've written down on a little bus ticket, I think it was, 2 years ago, what page I was on, and I found that bus ticket again in a wallet that I'd taken with me, so that kind of reminded me, hey, yeah, I really have to get this book back out again. I haven't yet decided whether I'm reading this next book. Now, this next book is by my favourite author, and without further ado, La Quête de Vilaine, D'un monde à l'autre, by Pierre Bottero. So, the reason why I'm not sure yet whether I want to read it is because I've recently been thinking about another book by this author that I would like to reread. Maybe I'll reread one rather than the other. I haven't yet decided. I really enjoy this author's books. He's got this fantastic way of making imaginary worlds come real. And I recently was at a festival where a few authors were discussing this author specifically. They were talking about his writing style and him as a person, and it just reminded me how much I really liked his books, and how much his books not only really got me into fantasy reading, but also into writing. And that's why maybe I'm not going to read this book, but I'm actually might be going to do more of my own writing. Or one of my other projects, which actually is that I'd like to translate a book for some reason, and I know that a lot of books, particularly from this author, have not actually been translated into English, and I might actually attempt to look into it to see what has been done, what hasn't, and maybe translate a chapter or two so I can actually share this book with friends of mine, well, who haven't studied French, and 10 more towards writing my own book, because it's been 5.5 years and I really do want to get somewhere. Maybe I'll put my reading aside for this weekend, or at least part of the weekend. Still want to finish the first one or two of those books, but I might not move on to anything else. I hope you have a great weekend of reading, or writing, or whatever you are passionate about doing. Because even if you're passionate about reading, you can be passionate about so many other things. As long as you're having a great time, that's great. I will see you on Monday, and I hope you have the best weekend possible. Bye.